We've looked at a bunch of last generation consoles to see how their secondary functions perform in a modern environment, and the results have been pretty interesting. Some consoles like the PS3 are great for multimedia purposes, since they can play Blu-rays, DVDs, and CDs, and still have working streaming apps. But in this case, I think we'll be looking at the other end of the spectrum with the Nintendo Wii. The Wii has a ton of great and memorable games. It's also very moddable, and it's very affordable these days. I think it's a great console to collect for. Since it's a 7th gen console, it is one of the earlier consoles to have internet connectivity right out of the box. In fact, it's funny to think how it has Wi-Fi but no built-in LAN port. When it launched, it was still quite common for people to not have Wi-Fi. So in that regard, it's quite forward-thinking, because, removing something that's a standard is somehow a futuristic concept. On the other hand, the Wii was also the only system of that generation to not have an HDMI port throughout its entire life cycle. When it comes to CRT gaming, the Nintendo Wii is awesome. The graphics look great, and it has component out. Which is great for GameCube games because GameCube component cables are expensive. So you get two consoles in one, essentially. It's worth noting that there's a Wii Family Edition and a Wii Mini, which don't do the GameCube backwards compatibility thing. Alright, let's take a look at the system's online features, but spoiler alert, most things on the home screen don't work. Also, ignore the homebrew channel for now. The browser is where we usually start, so let's take a look at that. It's Opera powered, but it's so old, we may as well be talking about the form of theater, not the browser. Nothing loads at all. I tried YouTube and Twitter and all kinds of things, and nothing. You can't even land a glimpse of a website. The only thing that worked was WiiMusic.net, which is a Wii-specific music streaming site. Yes, that is a thing. Other applications like YouTube, Netflix, and the weather thing doesn't work either because all online services have been discontinued. That also includes the Wii Shop. So no downloading of virtual console games or anything like that. But the console is very moddable, which we'll get into in a second. But first, I want to talk about connectivity and multimedia compatibility. I already mentioned that the Wii doesn't have HDMI, but there is component out, which is great for tube TVs. The Wii doesn't have any digital outputs of any kind, video or audio. Unfortunately, there's no CD or DVD playback capabilities either, so it's not exactly that useful for secondary functions. That's the complete opposite of the PS3, which did so well in regards to accepting all kinds of source media. Apparently you can play MP3 files from the Wii photo channel, which is pretty funny. It's part of the slideshow function, but that's not really practical. While there is WiiMusic.net, I think most of us have better music listening options. Now let's talk about modding. Modding a Wii is relatively easy. I did a video on the subject to show you how to play games off an external drive. You can copy physical games you have yourself, as well as ones that you've acquired digitally through other means. There's a lot of things you can do with a modded Wii other than playing Wii or GameCube games. It's a great thing for emulators, and there's homebrew applications for all kinds of other functions that I haven't personally delved into. It's now possible to mod the Wii Mini as well, by the way. It's not exactly as easy as a regular one, but it seems doable. I don't know much about it, but for me it seems like too much of a hassle considering it doesn't have GameCube controller ports anyways. But if you have one and you want to give it a go, then why not? Stuff like that can be a lot of fun. Now, you may have noticed that I didn't talk about online gaming. While technically online play has been terminated in 2014, it is still possible to play online using Wii MMFI. You do need a modded Wii to do it, which is why I'm mentioning it now. I haven't tried it with my Wii, but I may do so in the future. On the Wii MMFI website, you can see that Mario Kart Wii in particular is very popular, with other games having a lot less active users. I'll put some links in the description if you want to know more about it. Also, if you're aware of the Modern Vintage Gamer channel, there is a video titled Online with the Nintendo Wii in 2019, and that video goes into detail quite a bit about the entire subject, which is pretty cool. So overall, in terms of secondary functions, there isn't much that the Wii offers anymore. Basically, every streaming service has been abandoned, which is understandable. It is kind of funny though that once it started to, not be all that popular anymore, a lot of people I knew used the Wii only as a Netflix device. So because of that, I still think of the Wii as a Netflix device. In terms of connectivity, it doesn't offer that much either, but it does have awesome games. and the things you can do with a modded one is very interesting. Out of all the home consoles we've looked at for the In 2019 series, the Wii is arguably the most outdated. But at the same time, it's been a really long-lasting system. Just Dance 2020 will come out November 5th, which is only a few days from now as of this recording. It's not even going to be released for the Wii U. They just skipped that. I guess that proves how popular the Wii really was. And yeah, the game isn't being released for the PS3 or Xbox 360 either. So that's the Nintendo Wii in 2019. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you to all the supporters of the channel. Check the description for links to the Patreon page as well as some other things like merchandise. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again in the next video.